to see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
My name is Dylan Haskins, and I'd like to welcome everybody to the 171st People's Academy Commencement Exercises video. First off, I just want to say thank you for attending. This is a significant moment and awesome tradition that our students and community share. It is my honor to introduce this year's first speaker and salutatorian, Joseph Dewan. Joseph was a hardworking and inspirational athlete on our championship-winning cross-country team. He represented well at the State Music Festival, and he played soccer. Joseph also was a member of the National Honor Society, the Culture Committee, and the Astronomy Club. Joseph also was a member in a lot of student leadership projects, and he was a gold medalist winner at Science Olympiad. On top of all of this, he was a great person and an amazing friend. Best of luck to you, Joseph, at Brown.
Congratulations, People's Academy Class of 2020. I know this isn't the ideal way to graduate, unable to see your teachers and friends. At least you had alone time and you were able to spend time with your family before you depart home to college, the workforce, or to serve our country. At my house, I'm the technology person, meaning that I get called to force to help my parents with organizing their computer files, scanning documents, or switching the inputs on the TV. One day I got a call from my mom. "Joseph, the vacuum cleaner is broken." I swiftly stopped whatever I was doing, and I went to her with a screwdriver. I inspected the vacuum and discovered the belt was loose. There was a locking mechanism, and I didn't want to break anything, so I did the next best thing, going on my phone and looking up the directions. "Joseph, how are you going to be a rocket scientist if you had to look at a phone to fix a vacuum?" I said, "Mom, I want to be an astrophysicist. A rocket scientist builds rockets that take the equipment up to space. An astrophysicist studies space without equipment." "What, you going to school for 4 years for that?" I said, "Yeah, maybe 8. I don't know, because it's going to take a long time." I said, "Oh, baby, that's nothing," she says, trying to relieve me. I was like, "Mom, that's like almost half my life, considering I'm not even 18. She responds saying, "Young people like you have so much time. If I had your time and energy, I'd become a doctor, lawyer, and you can too." I said, "Mom, for the last time, I want to be an astrophysicist. Final decision." Asian parents. My mom turned over to my little brother James and said, "Maybe James wants to become a doctor." James stopped his Fortnite gaming and said, "No, I want to be a soccer player." Now she was a little bit irritated. "Well, you're not going to be one playing those games on the TV." It seemed like my mom was getting everything wrong that day. However, she was right about one thing. We all have the same opportunity to educate ourselves and pursue our passions. Follow your own interests. Don't let others decide your fate and take control of your life, even if your mom really wants you to be a doctor. The unfortunate reality was that my mom never had the opportunity to educate herself in Nepal, and is still one of the most hardworking and persistent people I've ever met. She could have undoubtedly gotten a college degree. They opened up this opportunity for me, and I almost failed them at first. Back in 5th and 6th grade, I went to Hyde Park Elementary School, where I spent 2 years with the same teacher, Mrs. Tatro. I thought, geez, she hated me at first. I never did my work, and if I did, it was never on time. And I was probably always off task to the point where I almost failed her class. Some of you are probably surprised. She always tried to educate her kids with a little humor and a big smile. However, she noticed that although I was trying my best, I wasn't improving, and she supported me by sitting down and helping me with my class and homework. By the end of 6th grade, I finally got my first honor roll. I was thrilled. And that's where my nerdiness began. I thank her because she took the time to help me and recognize the potential that I yet to unveil, and she refused to abandon me. Take a moment, think about all the people in your life who opened up any opportunity for you and you succeeded because of them. They saw something in you that maybe you didn't even see in yourself, and helped you through your hardships and celebrated during your successes. I'd like to take a second to thank the faculty, custodians, teachers, and parents for doing just that. I can tell you that they were incredibly proud whenever I won any sort of award or did great in any of my classes, and you can probably relate. Thank you, because we might not remember what you did, but we will always cherish the moments of how you made us feel. Thank you for supporting us the whole way and never giving up. Now to the class of 20. If your 10-year-old self looked at you now, would they be impressed? I would think so. Look how far we have progressed, as we are all able to graduate here digitally. But don't let this digital form factor discourage you from the real reason why you're here in the first place. You had to sacrifice everything by running that extra mile, joining that extracurricular, asking that teacher to extend that assignment one extra time, or staying up that extra few hours in order to watch that Khan Academy series to learn about that subject the day before the test. You did it, and we are all here to celebrate. None of us expected to graduate this way. All the years of hard work left us without a traditional celebration to conclude our time together. But I encourage you to look beyond this and look towards the future. In this country, you have the freedom to do anything your heart desires. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Feel inspired. Go out in the world and search for that opportunity rather than waiting for it. Do good in the future and make sure that your 25 or 30-year-old self is vibing. But don't do too good, or you'll have to give a speech to, well, however many this video is going out to. Let's just say thousands. Thank you and congratulations to the People's Academy Class of 2020. You all deserve it.
Good evening. I'm here before you all facing a near impossible task. Introducing the graduation speaker for the class of 2020 here at People's Academy. You might be wondering why that would be impossible in the slightest, but it is because the person I'm introducing is truly exemplary in their character and the values they display. While there are so many people we should be thanking this evening, this person deserves thanks every day. When Mr. Larson told us that we had to choose a graduation speaker as a student council, let's say things weren't the smoothest, as they never are in student council. After a very chaotic meeting during lunch in our library, I left knowing who I would want to speak for us at our graduation, sending us off into the big, mighty world. The mandated survey returned me with satisfaction, as most of the votes were for, of course, Michelle Walker. Michelle has been the most supportive and informative person at my time at People's Academy. Through senior year, we became very close as we discussed what went wrong in my morning each morning, attempting to excuse my endless tardies. This is for you, Michelle. Every morning, Michelle would nod at me, probably anticipating my lousy excuse for that morning, but still showing genuine care and always a smile to start my day. Michelle's warmth is undeniable, and her organization skills are even more obvious, as she matches her pens to her outfits and can always lend a helping hand in whichever field you may need expertise. Michelle, your hard work, consistency, reliability, and love doesn't go unnoticed, and the class of 2020 sincerely thanks you. Everybody, Michelle Walker.
Good afternoon, everyone. Especially good afternoon to my seniors. Yes, my seniors, because that's how I feel about them. Back in the late 70s and early 80s, I too was a student here at People's Academy. Even way back then, I can say that this community was inclusive. I started 7th grade 3 months after everyone else had. Our house renovations in Elmore were not done in time for me to start school in August, and starting 3 months after everyone else could have been a real nightmare for a middle school student, especially one who was different because she wore a full body brace. But that didn't happen. I made lifelong friends, just like you have made lifelong friends. Maybe it'll become someone you only speak to once or twice a year, but in your heart of hearts, you know that they give you that warm, good feeling inside, someone that you can trust, and someone who had your back every time. While in middle school and high school, there were also those adults that you never forget. Mrs. Veely from Middle Level English, she was the sweetest lady. Mrs. Heisler from High School English, or even Mr. Hills from High School Chemistry. He told me to drop chemistry about 2 weeks in, said I would never make it. Well, he was right. Science is definitely not my strong suit. But for the past for the past several years, I thought, boy, would I love to find him and say that I have a son who is a mechanical engineer and one with a PhD in organic chemistry. It doesn't matter why you remember them, but that you do. They have affected your life in so many ways. For you guys now, how about the science teachers who started the Science Olympiad group? The field trips downtown, those countless trips to museums and to the Flynn Theater. Those times have enriched your lives. What about the hours spent on the fields and the courts and the stage? The adults, they were right there with you all the time. The one thing all of these hard-working people have in common is that they pulled the rope. Pull the rope. That has been my husband's mantra for years. Grab hold of the rope and pull. When I was in high school, there was an English teacher, Mrs. Anderson. Her room was where Mr. Larson's room is now. Oh boy, she was tough and scary back then. And when I started working here, she would come into school for various reasons, and I always felt myself sitting up straighter, saying, "Hello, Mrs. Anderson." And she would say, "You can call me Ida May now." And I'd look at her and I'd go, No, I can't. That was the respect that she deserved. She worked at People's Academy as a teacher, and after retiring from that as a teacher, she was a paraeducator. For over 50 years, she worked here. And after that, she even taught English at the hockey school or the ski school in Stowe. I never remember which one it was. When she was 90 years old, she was elected to the school board. That woman knew how to grab the rope and to pull. She had a talent and was committed to quality education, and so she shared that with her community. Just look around at all of the other inspiring people in our community. Remember the faces of our community project from last year? Thompson's Bakery, Concept 2, River Arts, Chuck's Bikes, Deb's Place. These community people take the rope and pull every day. Maybe you don't think Vermont is going to be the place for you. And if that's your choice, that's great. Choose what is best for you. But remember to be a productive member of whatever community you choose. Remember all those times you guys played tug-of-war during pep rallies? That's exactly what I mean. You took the actual rope and you pulled until you couldn't pull anymore. Now, more than ever, you need to grab life's rope and pull. Are you just going to let things go by? Or are you going to make up a new dance move? Make a beautiful painting? Beat that video game level? Are you going to do the minimum you can to get by? Or are you going to do everything in your power to make it happen? Doesn't matter if we're talking about building a rocket ship, writing a computer program, making burgers on a fast food truck, or volunteering to be your kid's Little League coach. Do the best that you can do. Be the person the community can count on. Just one moment. Good afternoon, everyone, and now it's time for your afternoon announcements. It is 2:44 or thereabouts. Remember to be at MES to line up for the parade at 6:15 tonight. Hold on. Wait a minute. Are people walking out the door while I'm not done yet, Eli? I think they might be. After the parade, seniors are reminded they're going to drive through the MES front circle to get their project graduation gift bags. Remember that wolves are the best. Support your high school forever. But most importantly, grab the rope and pull. Thank you.
Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian for the class of 2020, Elijah Smith. Eli's dedication and passion in school activities was evident in Science Olympiad, People's Academy Stage Company, National Honor Society, Principals Advisory Committee, Student Leadership, and Students Taking Action. He attended numerous music festivals and has been a positive teammate and leader on our championship cross-country running team, as well as track and field and Nordic ski teams. Last year, he spoke at our annual Memorial Day observance and at graduation. Thank you for being such a positive contribution to our community. Good luck in your studies at the University of Vermont.
Joe, your story about your mom made me think about how I've always wanted to try my hand at being an astrophysicist. I've always wanted to pick your brain about astronomy, honestly. So tell me, how did you guys first figure out that Scorpios are so assertive? Is that what we use Hubble for, or I don't know. As many of you know, I'm not a very vocal person. So I think it'll be a surprise to you when I confess that while I'm not the most talkative, deep down I can occasionally be pretty passionate about things. While I know this is a shock, I think it's time that I was honest. Perhaps many of my peers at times have wondered what I thought about something. What's my take on a given topic? I suppose some mysteries are never solved. But here's one thing we can be certain about. This is a big moment. All of those late nights, SAT study sessions, big projects, essays, and much more have brought us all to this unique moment that we share in our lives. A moment where we are equally reflective of the past that has brought us here and the many futures that lay ahead. And while we're talking about things that have brought us to this day, we should appreciate those who supported us, those that without whom we would be nowhere near this moment. This is when we say thank you. Thank you to the parents that supported us through every moment of our lives and will continue to do so long after this day. They are the people that we first looked up to, our first educators with the strength to always lead by example. To my mom and dad, there are no two people more supportive and encouraging of everything that I have done than the two of you. And when we weren't with our parents, most often we were here, where some of the most important people were waiting for us every morning right at 7:55, or 8:05, maybe 8:10. Michelle, it's probably 8:15. For most, Duncan is important, so we'll just put a pin in that one. Teachers, whether it be how to write, experiment, apply for a job, add 2 and 2 to get 3, you all taught us the most important skill of how to learn. And while we may be done with high school and we're all headed in different directions, we will always need to learn. And it is that fundamental skill that you helped us to develop. For that, we cannot be more grateful. And your importance to us in the community can never be overstated. It is a good thing that we have this skill, because we are about to get a lot more use out of it in the lifetime ahead of us. We are headed into a world that needs us now more than ever. The current times have shown us that there are endless opportunities for us to make our world, country, and the communities a better place. We, alongside the rest of our generation, have shown that we are more than ready to seize these opportunities. Not only do we know how to educate ourselves on the things that matter to us, but we have a savviness for both the modern era and productive activism. Now, I want to emphasize the word productive, because I see it as the key to bringing what we've got to the world. We not only have the ability to change things, but we know how to work with others to do it. Presented before everybody here today are seniors that not only know how to do this, but have led by example. Some of us have planned school-wide walkouts and movements that included people of different ideals and beliefs, tackling the challenge of finding common ground on polarizing issues. Some of us may have been on a primarily adult leadership team, or communicated school redesign, or served on an advisory committee for our own principal, demonstrating that we can collaborate with others at the level of adults. And some of us may have demonstrated leadership through coaching younger kids or planning a countless number of in-school events, showing leadership, organization, and crisis management. And that last one's for the coaches. Regardless of how, we've shown people that we are ready to collaborate with those who are older than us, younger than us, and those who have a different opinion than us. For it is the understanding of others that allows for unified improvement. I look at the world before us, that with its change makers and go-getters, but also its injustices and sometimes just quirks, and I do not flinch. I truly believe that the world is waiting for us, and we are ready for it. So, class of 2020, let's show them what we got. Thank you.
Next, we will be presenting a few special scholarships and awards. First, you will hear the voice of the Lamoille South Unified Union School District's Superintendent, Tracy Rend, and she will be followed by People's Academy Principal, Phil Grant.
I am pleased to have the privilege of presenting the following scholarship awards. Concept 2 scholarships through the Vermont Community Foundation Fund are awarded to a graduating male and female who have shown both academic ability and sports participation. This year's recipients are Paige Pierce and Joseph Bonanno. The Morristown Educators Association awards 2 scholarships in honor of Bob Hazeltine and Joe Yando. The Joe Yando Memorial Scholarship is given to a senior who has worked with youth. This year's recipient is Joseph Bonanno. The Bob Hazeltine Scholarship is given in his memory to a deserving student who shows evidence of scholarship. This year's recipient is Paige Pierce. The Morrisville Rotary Club awards scholarships to students who have been active in the community. This year's recipients are Paige Pierce and Brooklyn Dewey. The George and Nettie Merritt Scholarship is given to a graduating senior attending a Vermont college. This year's recipient is Amy Yando. The Merritt family has established scholarships in memory of Francis L. Merritt Sr. and Murdy N. Merritt for students attending a 4-year college. This year's recipients are Connor Barber, Brianna Reeve, and Emily Prevey. The Tomlinson family offers the Hugh Tomlinson Memorial Scholarship to a graduating senior who is pursuing study in an area of business at either a 2- or 4-year college. This year's recipient is Anna Mae Brown. The V. Faith Edmonds Scholarship awards a scholarship to a student who will be attending the University of Vermont. This scholarship is awarded to Leah Merriam. The Homer J. Edmonds Scholarship was established in the name of Mr. Edmonds to provide scholarships to worthy students from the graduating class at People's Academy to assist them in attending college. We are pleased to announce the following students as recipients: Leah Merriam, Bryce Noel, Allison Hurlbert, Hillary Braun, Shauna Beatty, and Elizabeth Craig. The Hildred Knox Memorial Scholarship is given to a student pursuing a career in a health-related profession. The award goes to Elizabeth Craig. The Union Bank has set up a scholarship fund in appreciation of Oscar Churchill's dedication of 42 years of service as a director. The senior must display an aptitude and enjoyment of the building or related trades. This year's recipient is Devin Lacasse. The University of Vermont each year offers the Green and Gold Scholarship to the top academic student in the graduating class. The student has the highest academic distinction at the end of their junior year and must be a Vermont resident. People's Academy is proud to announce that Elijah Smith is this year's recipient of a full tuition scholarship for 8 semesters. Vermont Student Assistance Corporation has awarded scholarships this year. We are pleased to announce that Nina Zen has received the Vermont Honor Scholarship. The Ronald N. Terrell Memorial Fund is considering 2 scholarships for academic excellence and financial need determined by federal guidelines. This year's nominees are Nina Zen and Joseph Dewan.
Morristown American Legion Post 33 and Auxiliary Unit 33 sponsor 2 scholarships each year to be presented to seniors who are outstanding in courage, leadership, honor, service, and scholarship. This year's recipients are Paige Pierce and Joseph Bonanno. The Ethelda Graves Awards are presented to deserving seniors of whom the faculty is very proud. This award is provided annually and is intended to help defray college tuition. Our recipient this year is Bryce Noel. The Jake Melcher Community Service Memorial Award is given to a student who has taken a positive and active part in the community and who, like Mr. Melcher, made the community a better place. This year's award goes to Elijah Smith. This year's recipient of the Joseph Yando Memorial Award is presented to a senior who has set high expectations and achieved success through hard work. This year, we would like to acknowledge Nina Zhang. Good evening and congratulations, People's Academy Class of 2020. Thanks for being with us tonight, everyone. We're almost to the part that many of you are waiting for, the awarding of diplomas. But since I've got you one last time, I want to thank you for being amazing people and facing numerous challenges during high school with grace, patience, courage, creativity, and unity most of the time. As Eli mentioned, you've all lived through a lot already. To name a few big ones, you entered high school as the first class to graduate in a proficiency-based system. You made it. We all made it. There was the March for Our Lives, the walkout on climate, and then the pandemic of 2020. And though you were not in school the past few weeks, you helped to lead thoughtful discussion and action related to racial injustice and inequities in our society. You'll be remembered for how you responded to these challenges. You took action, respectful, considerate, and inclusive action. You didn't sit idle. As Michelle said, you pulled the rope. Your actions set strong examples for your peers, and those will follow you. And taking action is exactly what you need to be successful in life. Thank you, and keep up the good work that you've already started, because this country needs you. The world needs you. We need you to pull the rope all the way through our current challenges. Now is the final and most important portion of tonight's ceremony, the conferring of diplomas. Would the faculty, staff, and administration please join me?
We.
The Morristown Pre-K to 12
faculty,
staff,
and administration
certify
that these seniors
have fulfilled
the graduation requirements
established by
the Lamoille South Unified Union School District
and the state of Vermont,
and are eligible
to receive a
People's Academy diploma.
And here we go. Joseph Dewan. Elijah B. Smith. Nina Zhang. Jenica Wang. Amy L. Yando. Jacob B. Wilson. William Tanner. Isaiah Stotesbury. Garrett Urquhart. Kyle Allen Shackett. James Norman Salvis. Zachary Dante Roger. Kelsey Joe Phelps. Pachapon Ratata Patum. Emily Elizabeth Prevey. Brianna Reeve. Athena Rose Myers. Cole Brian Palmer. Jacques Mason. Caitlin McAllister. Bryce P. Noel. Alexandra Victoria Olson. Lindsay McCormick. Madeline Joe Moffett. Leah Grace Merriam. Andrew R. DeMars McDermott. Aaron Michael Masha. Devin Christopher Lacasse. Grace Faith Lemery. Tanner Gavin Keene. Lucian Leonard Gonzalez. Johnny Hill. Kendra Marie Griggs. Allison Hurlbert. Owen Eric Douglas Ebert. Brooklyn Ray Dewey. Hunter David Fleming. Tegan Draper. Michael Valentino Isabel. Justin J. Diamond. Elia Marie Cross. Elizabeth Ella Craig. Benjamin Philip Craig. Sherelle Daly. Emily Joan Choquette. Natalie Simone Chauvin. Anna Mae Joy Brown. Caitlin Charette. Joseph Bonanno. Skylar C. Brown. Connor Michael Barber. Congratulations, Connor. Let me see. Give it up for us, bud. Nathaniel Paul Belanger. Congratulations, Luke. Good job. We missed you this year. It was a good year for you. Now look at the black. Peyton Bowen. Shauna Lynn Beatty. Congratulations, Shauna. Good luck this year. Hillary Paige Braun. Right to me. Congratulations. I'm going to miss you. You've been great today. So now let's chat. Elizabeth Otterino. Congratulations. I'm going to miss you. Good luck out there. Look at the black. David D. Mahala. Come to me, David. Keep calling, buddy. Look at me. Right here. Good job. Congratulations. Where you go? Kara Marie Allen. Haley Marissa Audette. Paige Simone Pierce. Once again, congratulations to the fabulous People's Academy Class of 2020. Please join us at 6:45 in town for the celebratory Class of 2020 graduation parade. Thank you.